Today, we're going to learn how to read a fabric bolt. This information is particularly useful when you are purchasing your fabric from the store. The same information that you find on the tag and the inside of your ready-to-wear clothing, the things that you purchase at the store, is the same information that you'll find on the end of the bolt. When you walk into a fabric store, you'll notice that most fabric is wrapped around cardboard bolts that stand upright on shelves. What you may not notice is that the end of each bolt is a label that provides important information about the fabric. If you want 100% cotton, read the label so you don't accidentally come home with a polycotton blend. Let's take a look at some of the information on the label. You have this example in your binder as well, so please follow along on the corresponding page. The first thing that you'll notice is the Westminster fibers. That's going to be the manufacturer of the fabric. So this information is not super helpful. However, if you ever needed to purchase extra fabric or you need to go to the store and buy more because you didn't get enough the first time or you made a mistake, this information will help you find that fabric right away. The next thing that you'll see is the designer. This happens to be an Amy Butler fabric. She's well known in the fabric industry. It's just like Ralph Lauren or Polo or any other kind of like name brand for your ready to wear clothing. So not all fabrics will have this. This one just happens to. The next thing that you see on here is August Fields. This is the line of fabric that she designed. So there's like a line with multiple fabrics in it. So the line is August Fields, and then one of the fabrics in the August Fields line is Dream Poppies. So you can assume that this fabric has some kind of poppy flower printed on it, but there may be other fabrics in this line as well. So this is just the name of the fabric. This is where we get into the more important information. So where it says 55 to 56 inches wide, that's going to be the width of the fabric. What that means is it's the distance from selvage to selvage. We haven't really talked about how fabric is made yet. We're going to get to that next week. But there are two edges of the fabric that are finished, which means they don't unravel. And those are the selvages. So this fabric basically from the bottom of the bolt to the top and then back down because it's folded in half, it's 55 to 56 inches wide. Fabric usually comes in two widths, either this one or it'll be closer to the 44-inch fabric. One thing that you should note about this is that the width of the fabric is always measured in inches. So if you're looking for it on the end of a bolt, look for the mark that indicates inches. The next thing you notice on here is the fiber content. This one happens to be 100% cotton, which means you could purchase it for your pajama pants or pajama shorts. But it will also tell you a little bit about how to care for the fabric. You can see that underneath the fiber content. So this one says machine wash, cool, tumble dry, low. But just like a tag on your ready to wear clothes, it could say dry clean only or wash with light colors. So when it says how do you care for the fabric, it just means how do you take care of it, not do you like it or not. So this is how you care for the fabric. Some information on here that isn't super important for you to know is the yardage on the bolt. So this is how many yards are on a full bolt. Once the employee cuts into it, so if you brought this bolt up to the cutting counter and said you needed 1.5 yards for your pajama shorts, there'd no longer be 15 yards on this bolt. This information is only helpful if you were making a really large project and you were going to purchase the entire bolt. The last thing you'll notice on here is maybe one of the more important items. It's the price, and this is the price per yard. So it's not for the entire fabric bolt. It's the price per yard. So if you bring this up to the cutting counter and you ask them to cut 3 yards, you're going to get charged $17.99 times 3. Let's take a look at the pricing. So we did $17.99 times 3 because we need 3 yards for our pajama pants, and the price per yard is $17.99. You're going to end up paying $53.97. That's a lot of money for a pair of pajama pants. And if you wouldn't normally spend it on them in the store, why would you spend it on the fabric to make them? So please don't pay this much for the fabric. Again, because this is a name brand fabric, it's a little bit more expensive than what you'd find at Walmart or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. So be smart, be a smart consumer, use a coupon, find fabric that's on sale. Let's talk about fabric that's on sale or using a coupon. So let's say we were going to purchase this fabric with a 40% off coupon. So our price per yard is $17.99. Let's say we had a coupon for 40% off. It's really easy to do in your head, and it should be something that you learn how to do because you'll use percentages for a lot, whether it's sales or leaving a tip at a restaurant. The easiest way to do this is to find out what 10% is first. So if we find out what 10% is, we can easily do that by moving the decimal one spot to the left. So if in that case, rounded up would be $1.80 is 10% of $17.99. Okay. So if we need 40%, we need to multiply this side by 4 and we need to multiply this side by 4. Okay. Over here, we get 40% off because that's the coupon that we have or the discount. So 180 times 4 would be 720. Now, that's not the cost per yard. Remember that our coupon says off. So we're going to have to take the 40% and subtract it from $17.99. $17.99 minus $7.20. Our new cost per yard is going to be $10.79. Again, if we needed 3 yards for our fabric, we would have to take that $10.79, multiply it by 3 for our pajama pants, and you would get $32.37. Still pretty expensive pajama pants. You really should be paying no more than maybe $20 if you're making the pants, and even less if you are making the shorts because you'll need less fabric. Here's a recap of what we talked about in this video. So you have the designer name, which happens to be Heidi Grace on here, the fabric name, which is HG Botanical Flowers. Sometimes it will also list a color if they come in multiple colors. You have your fiber content, which is 100% cotton, your care instructions, your price per yard, and your fabric width. Remember, look for that inches mark because that's going to be the fabric width. So let's practice. Hopefully you gained a better understanding about reading the information on a fabric bowl and you'll be more confident going into the store getting your supplies for your first project.